Hi, in this clip we're going to be talking about working with polling when you're conducting a Zoom meeting. Right now we're in presenter's view. You can tell because of that toolbar here along the bottom. And down here we see polls, so we're going to double click that and this window shows up. This poll is not live yet. It's just showing me what polls I have available. And if I use this pull down, I can see all the polls available to me in this account. This first one is what I use for beginnings of meetings. In this case, it's about Zoom, so we talk about whether they've had any previous experience working with hosting a Zoom session. And then my other poll is after a session, 3 evaluation questions. I'll go back to this first one. To launch my poll, I simply click Launch Polling, and this poll now appears on the screens of everybody attending the session. So now that this poll is live, all the attendees in my session see a very similar screen, though they'll have answer choices here on the left. We'll look at a screenshot of that in just a second, and you as the host will see their choices of answers as they show up here on the screen. So we can see somebody has co-hosted a session here. When I'm done with my polling, I click into polling and continue. I have my results here. I can either share my results with everybody involved, relaunch the poll, or click the X to get rid of the poll and go on with the rest of my session. If I click share results, then the end users will see everything that you're seeing right here. And here's a screenshot of that very same poll as seen by the attendee to the meeting with their answer choices here and the submit button here after they've made their choices. Our next step is to learn how to enable polling options in Zoom and then how to build the polls themselves in Zoom. I'll show you a quick and easy way to get there. If I pull up polls again, I can click edit, and that will take me to the meetings page where my polling details will be. And here is exactly where that edit button on the polling pane takes us. We're in the Zoom web portal right now, and here's where you build questions. Before I do this though, let's see exactly where we are and learn how to enable polling options first. So I'll hit cancel here and continue. So here we are in the Zoom web portal. I'm in my account and I'm in meetings and a specific meeting, technology webinar. We'll come back here in a second. Let me quickly go to my meetings, and my tech webinar meeting is right here. So I click this to get to the screen with the polls on it. And here at the bottom of the page are the polls. Now the first one, the pre-meeting poll, where I asked if people had been involved with Zoom in either a host or a co-host function, it's ended and we can't edit that question anymore until this meeting is over. And the meeting I started then is still currently in progress. I still can't edit other polls while this meeting is live. Let's next go to how to enable polling, and then we'll build a poll. So we're going to leave meetings and we're going to go to settings. So here in settings, on the first page of my settings, I scroll down about halfway down and I will see polling right here. Add polls to the meeting controls. It's on, so when you go into your own account, if you don't have polls enabled, you need to turn this toggle on. So we'll scroll down to the bottom of this meeting details and we'll see the existing poll setup for this meeting. If you're using a recurring ID, these polls will follow along with your recurring ID, so you can use them over and over again. For now, we have that first one we saw already, my pre-meeting poll where I asked if they had experience with Zoom. Here's my post-meeting evaluation. I can still edit this. I click edit, and this is my second poll. This is a 3-question poll. Here's my first question on a scale of 1 to 5. How helpful was this? Here is a polling question about the level of difficulty. And then down here, my third question, once I click edit, was this too fast, too slow, or just about right? I'll hit cancel and continue. If you want to add a poll to your meeting, you do it at the bottom of your meeting page here. In the polling section, you simply click add. It's above the 2 questions here, though if you're in a meeting where there are no polls have been added, these will be blank and you'll still have this add button. So we'll click this and get started. So here's our title, Zoom hosting poll. You want to be fairly descriptive with these titles because you're going to be pulling them up on the fly during a meeting and you want to be able to easily differentiate between them. This anonymous checkbox is next. We'll be looking at this at the end of this session when we look at reports, but you can't anonymize the data, so you can't connect the names of the registered Zoom users with their answers to the polls. Here's our actual question text. I'll paste this in real quick. Do you expect to be hosting or co-hosting a Zoom poll in the near future? And here are our answer choices: yes, host, yes, co-host, and no. We can save our poll at that point. It's a one-question poll, or we can add more questions to our poll using the add a question option. This brings up the second question. We'll delete this, and we'll save our poll. And we're now back on the presenter's screen, and now if I pull up polls, I'm given three choices. The third one being the Zoom hosting poll we just created, and there's our question. And I would launch this simply by clicking the launch button. Let's next learn how to look at the reports for a Zoom poll. So to generate a poll report, you go to Account Management, go to Reports, and then here it says Meeting, View Registration Reports and Poll Reports for Meetings. Click that, and you're given a list of meetings. Let's narrow this down a little bit by going to the 29th, which is the day that this meeting took place. I'll go back a month. Since there are a lot of meetings, I want to winnow it down as much as I can by searching by time range. And if I go back one page, my Zoom training is right here that I want to look for the polling reports for. So here's the meeting. I'll check that. I don't want a registration report, but rather a poll report. I'm going to go down here and I'm going to click Generate. We'll do this for all registrants. We're given this page. The only download choice I have is right here, so I'll click Download, and we'll open it with Excel. And here's that Excel sheet of the poll results. Now, I didn't hit anonymous when I created the poll, so we get to see the usernames and user emails of those individuals who are registered with Zoom and attending the conference. So usernames are here, user emails are here. Here's the timestamp. Here are our questions, followed by our answer choices for each individual. This first chunk, these first 20 rows, are the first three questions, our second poll. And then these last 19 rows are the first poll presented to the end users. And that is how to work with polling in Zoom.